First of all, thank you very much, guys, for dropping in and checking in. How do we do with all these training sessions and all, right? So, welcome you all for this Tableau training, right? By the way, before we go any further, just would like to see a second. Take you through the content of this entire interaction that we have planned so far, right? And these are what we are going to cover as part of today's demonstration, right? So we'll quickly go through my profile, and then we'll see why you have to pick Tableau, right, as your learning and as part of your learning activity, right? And see who all are the audience for this course, and what all are required to learn Tableau, right? And what is the course overview and training highlights, and what would be the key concepts of learning Tableau and all, right? And they're followed by this, where exactly you fall in a project once you start learning this Tableau, and then start to acquire any position in an IT organization, right? And also we'll see what is the course structure that we have as of now, and also see what are the training overviews and all. Okay. That being said, I would like to move ahead, and my name is Prabhu Chandra. Okay. And it's been more than 7 years experience for me working in both IT and non-IT projects, right? And I have been working as a senior analytic architect, or also analytic lead with multiple organizations, and where I had got an exposure towards multiple domains, right, like finance, oil and gas, retail, cloud service distribution, wholesale, and etc. etc. Right. So apart from working as a professional consultant, I have also been taking part as a freelancing consultant with third-party organizations where I'll be delivering a lot of trainings and personality development activities, right? So as part of which I have trained and mentored over 600 plus enthusiasts in data analytics, wherein they are all from US, Europe, South Asia, um, and many more countries. There are people from Germany as well some time back. So they all basically tend to attend my Tableau sessions in particular, and also work with global clients like Japan, Singapore, UK, etc. Right. So throughout this entire journey, I have been identified with numerous recognitions in and out of the organization, and I think I have delivered what is expected out of me, as a consultant, as a trainer as well, right? Um, I see someone draw something. Guys, could you please turn off your edit mode? I believe, right? All right, no problem. Right. So that's a quick info about me. Um, if you guys anything to ask, and by the way, I have been certified in both Tableau environment, and as well as in different cloud platforms as well, right? So I think that's what enables me to take you through this entire training program, right? Coming to why Tableau, right? So we have multiple other things in IT, right? Maybe we can become Python developers, or we can opt something else as well, right? But why Tableau? See, focusing on the trends of the technology, right? The data became everything for us in nowadays, right? So taking a part in that current competition would always benefit us to be one step ahead of acquiring any job or anything else, right? So Tableau exactly falls under that category, right, wherein you are dealing with the data, and trying to leverage that data and give some useful insights to your business so that business can grow, right? So considering that there are multiple competitors in the market, just like Tableau, right? You can see there is some Microsoft product and Tableau and ClickU and MicroStrategy and all, right? So if we closely observe, this is a Gartner chart, right, where they analyze these market trends every now and then, right? And then they will decide different quadrants considering leaders, challengers, right, and richer players, and visionaries. So if you can see, we have only four different technologies that belongs to leaders category, which means they are leading the industry, right? So among them, Tableau is one, and it is closely followed by Microsoft products. And there are multiple distinguished elements that are benefiting Microsoft while in terms of leading this entire competition. Right, it has its own Power BI analytics platform, and then they also have built-in Excel products and all the stuff. Right, so the integration becomes easy for them, and from the license costing point of view as well, right? They are a bit cheaper when compared to Tableau. So considering all these factors, right? Tableau is closely behind Microsoft products, but you can clearly see it is second to Microsoft. So they are closely working with the leader positions, right? So when we say it is highly being used, that indirectly means that there are higher number of jobs that are available in the market, right? Or else the demand for the technology is high. So which is being shown in their trends as well. If we can see, from 2009 or 10, they started to analyze what is the market adoption of the Tableau. That means how many number of jobs are being generated every year, right? You see there is a drastical growth after 2012, right? People started to adopt Tableau like anything, right? And the percentage growth is, considering the market, 2% is pretty high. Currently that's where we stand as well, right? I mean, don't consider these percentages as percentage as of now. This is percentage increase per year. Okay, so you can see there are number of openings that are being generated for permanent positions and contractual, and we are also showing combined together, right? So this, what does this imply to us? Basically, this technology, right? Whoever adopts it as their profession, right, will have a greater chances of getting job. Okay, or they will have a competitive advantage other than their colleagues who may be working on the other technologies, right? So that's why it's always good to select a leading technology so that we'll be in demand. Okay, and we also have the other factors like Tableau as a BI tool is pretty simple to learn, okay, and very easy to adopt. So that doesn't make you feel like you are going to learn a whole new world, right? It closely aligns with what you already know, and it makes you easy to learn this thing. So considering that, who all can learn this technology? So as you can see, if you are a non-IT professional, like you are a fresher out from the college, right, and you don't know anything about IT, but you want to enter into IT, right? But the easiest and the best way to enter into is adopting any of the business intelligence tool and Tableau in particular, right? So that's why I mentioned like non-IT professionals looking to enter into IT, right? Or even you have got relieved in 2016, 17, or some other year, right? You're looking into enter to IT, then you can go with Tableau, right? Or any entry level or self-taught data analyst. So what does this mean? Basically, if you are working in an IT, right, and maybe in different technology, but you want to enter into data analytics, so you can go ahead and start learning Tableau, right? Or anyone with a business and analytics skills, right? Example that people are already working in business and analytics skill, but they want to acquire Tableau as well, right? Then they can go ahead, and ETL developers, data scientists, right, etc. All, I mean, so it's not restricted or irrelevant to anyone, right? Wherever there is a data and wanted to look into that, then people can opt it. Right? There is no such restriction. But at the same time, it also gives you that easy learning path to acquire this knowledge, right? So that's why it's the best entry path to IT. That's what I would feel. So once you start to learn, right? There are particular things that people may say that you have to possess these abilities to learn Tableau and all, right? And you might hear many things from many people, right? But obviously, what are all the skills that you have to possess before learning anything, right? That are related to Tableau. So what I feel is all that you require is some basic communication skills, some presentation skills, some writing ability and listening skills, and critical thinking. So these are basically like they all tend to uh, relate to common sense in a way, isn't it, guys? Right? You just need to possess these basic skills, and then you are good to go. And you know there is no other particular technology that you need to learn in order to learn Tableau, right? You can go ahead right away and start learning your Tableau as a technology. And there are other technologies, they are good to have but not necessary to learn Tableau, such as knowledge on SQL, statistics, analytic models, industry experience. If you have any, then they will definitely help you to learn quickly. But otherwise, it doesn't mean that you cannot learn Tableau without all these things, right? They are useful but not important. In the sense, not to learn Tableau, all right. But slowly, when you are started learning Tableau, then if you also parallelly try to get some basic level in info about this thing, that will be advantage for you. But otherwise, you don't need to absolutely learn these things to learn Tableau. All right. That being said, let's quickly move on to course overview. Right. So this entire course will be like 5 weeks of interaction, or in a way will be connecting for 30 hours, right? And as part of which we are going to cover the data analytics topics, Tableau development sectors, right? And we will have a detailed agenda for each and every day and for every week, right? So that will be taking this course in a structured manner so that we won't lost in the information, and you will have a smooth learning progress as well, right? um, and this training programs are completely knowledge based and hands on, right? It's not that we are going to simply teach you something and leave you there, right? We are going to give you some simple exercises and ask you to come back with learning, right? And try to do them. If you got any hiccups and all, and then you can probably come back the next day, and then we are going to sit together and as an idea we are going to work on it, right? That's what we are thinking. And as I already told you, as part of this entire training, we are going to have 50 plus hours of assignments. Like, I'll be giving you some assignments every now and then, right? So that you will get to know. And we also see some, real time case studies, right? How we are going to use this in the real world. And we tend to keep this as 80-20 practical training model, like 80% practical and 20% theoretical, right? We'll teach you everything theoretically, and but majority of the time we spend huge amount of time on the tool, right? We ourselves go ahead and then do the things actually, rather than gaining some bookish knowledge. All right. And we like to keep you informed about everything, and if you have any doubts, then probably you guys can come in and then ask us, so we are available all the time, right? And I hope that quality thought will have some platform for all of you guys to pitch in and post your doubts, right? And we will also have one session where we will be discussing about if you are interested in doing certification, how you have to take it up, right? So that also will be covered. um, and if you are interested in acquiring any on-site jobs and all, we are going to discuss about what are the probabilities, and what are the markets that you can post your resumes, right? What all things that people will look into while you are posting as a Tableau developer and all, right? We'll also be discussing that. And there'll be I don't know whether if time permits, then we'll also be taking up some mock interviews, or else what I'll do is that I'll post you some interview questions, right? So what all they may ask, and what you have to expect out of an interview when you are attending as a Tableau developer, right? So these all things actually being focused on, placing you as a Tableau developer, right? So considering all the aspects that are relevant, we have focused on everything that helps you to get a job or change a job into Tableau development, right? So that's what for the training highlights. And so before we go any further, right? You guys have any doubts so far? All right, guys, let's be interactive. I believe I'm audible, right? And
Yeah,
there's
good,
nothing
good,
to be
bro.
worried about. You can simply say yes or no.
Yes, bro.
It's good.
I still couldn't hear you guys. Can you be a bit louder?
It is good up to
Prabhu, can
now.
you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you guys.
Yeah, good so far.
All right. Thanks for that. Cool then. So we are not actually going to jump directly into Tableau, but before to that, there are a few things that we have to know, right? Why we are doing this, right? So basically, Tableau takes part in data analytics. What is data analytics in simple means? It's simply that every organization will have their own data stored in one or the other database, isn't it? Like considering Flipkart for an example, right? Every transaction that a customer do, or else the business activity that they do on a daily basis, right? They will store that information in database in terms of rows and columns, right? I believe you guys at least have some understanding of database, right? Why do we use that and all? So database simply used to store information, right? And how do they store? In terms of rows and columns, in simple means, right? So what how we can use this data to advantage our business and help us to grow, right? Or else help us to understand where exactly we are in the market, right? How far we are making a progress that considers to be positive, right? So in order to get this info, we can use our existing data that is sitting idle in our databases and do some data massaging and applying some analytic logics. We can come up with some KPIs, right? Key performance indicators, okay, that indicate how we are doing in a business, right? We are either we are doing good or bad, or we are having profits or loss or anything like that, right? So basically, data analytics is inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information that basically help us to understand how our business is going, right? And make informed decisions. Okay. And by looking at these outputs, right, after doing data analytics, we'll get to know. See, example, we have taken Flipkart, right? In Flipkart, if you consider any clothing section, right, it will have men's and women's and kids clothing section. See, in this particular area in India, like example in Andhra, for example, right, you have seen lesser number of sales in January 2022 in clothing sector, right? So why that happened? Reasoning, we will reason that why it is happened, because it haven't happened before. So if the sales are decreasing in clothing, there must be a reason, right? So we will try to investigate that in data analytics. Okay, this is just a simple example, right? So after analyzing that, we will come to conclusions, right? We will have conclusions. See, because of this so and so reason, we have seen decay in the sales, right? So that's the reasoning. And we'll come up with the some supporting information saying that, see, you can see this graphs or whatsoever, so this is why it's happening, right? So it supports the decision making as well. So by looking at that information, we will say, okay, so just because we haven't given some offers or something like that, the sales have decreased, right? And now what we will do, we will make some decisions in the business, right, that helps them to increase the sales in Andhra Pradesh, right? So that's what overall intention of doing performing data analytics, right, in any business. So there are four different kinds of analytics that we can perform in any data, right? So the very first thing is descriptive analytics. right? If you can see this image, right, it follows some hierarchy, right, based on the value that it delivers and the complexity. Okay, you can see this, y-axis on value, and x-axis belongs to complexity. So if it starts from here, that means lesser value and lesser complexity. And if it starts to expand towards the complexity and value, respective things will increase. So the very first thing comes up is descriptive analytics. So when we perform this analysis, right, what do we get? We'll get what's happening in my business. So we'll try to understand what is happening in my business, right? So that's what is called descriptive analytics. And the next one follows is diagnostic analytics, right? What does it do? It tells us why is it happening, right? So we understood what is happening in our business and we want to know why is it happening, right? The action that we perform to understand this is diagnostic analytics, right? And the next one is predictive analytics. So it tells us what is likely to happen, right? We will try to forecast or predict what is going to happen in our business with the use of existing data, right? So we are going to discuss how we are going to do all these things in Tableau, guys. I mean, these terms may look a little complicated at times, but trust me, when you actually start to do the things, they are nothing. Okay, you wonder how simple they are. All right. So predictive analytics help us to understand what is likely to happen, right? That means we are predicting our future in a way. And the last one is prescriptive analytics. So once we predict what is likely to happen, then we have to take some actions, right? If it is a negative thing, it's better be that we take some precautionary measures now, right? So what precautionary measures or what action that I need to take before going ahead, or else meeting up with the next quarter of the business, right? That is called what do I need to do, right, in order to get these results or in order to escape this loss or something else. All right. So these are different ways that we can look at the data and perform our analytics. All right. Simple. Just give me a second, guys. All right. So we have covered this entire part so far. All right. So that being said, we understand what is data analytics, right? What do we do as part of analytics? Why do we do that? Actually, so we have discussed, right? Like, there are multiple business verticals that we will see in the market, right? It may be risk profiling. That means, analyzing the risk to a business, right? Or if you have a data simulation that you want to perform, right? Or else, if you want to do the statistical analysis on the data, you can do that, right? And there are some audit execution, that may be there in a business, right? And you can basically see, control, continuously monitor what is happening in your business. If you develop some dashboard or else a report by using Tableau, right? If it is connected to your live data, you can continuously monitor what is happening in your business, right? It's a frequent data that you can see, right? So in such a way, we can make use of data analytics in every other area, right? Control simulation, risk quantification, real time exception management, root cause investigation, right? So these are all the application areas, guys. These, I just wanted to tell you where exactly we are going to use this Tableau and all, but otherwise, these terms may seem a little bit overwhelming. Okay, but don't get mugged up with these terms. They are simply for your reference. All right. So that's why we use data analytics, and these are all multiple areas of applications and not limited to these alone. Okay, there are numerous amount of applications that Tableau or data analytics in a way helps us with any business. All right. So we understood what and why. Let's also see how we do that. Right. As I explained to you earlier, right? What do we basically do? Flipkart, does some business in the market, and it stores all its business information in a database, right? So what do? We will first discover, right? For any data analytics program, you have to first identify which data you want to perform analytics on. Right? Just now I have told you, right? They have seen some loss in, fabrics, right? The clothing section. So Flipkart will also have some other segment like electronics, and they will also have some what do we say, the other things as well, right? The technology, something like that, right? So, but we are not bothered about all those things. We are only bothered about clothing section as of now, right? So, what do? We basically discover which part of the business is hitting the damage, right? So we discovered that it is related to clothing section. So we will take the data that is related to clothing section alone, and we'll do some transformations. Basically, this transformation is nothing but doing some corrections to our data, right? So basically, whatever the data that Flipkart collects, it may not be in its purest form, or else in the best shape, right? So they may have some null values, or else they may have some inconsistencies in the data, right? Which is not exactly useful for our analytics purpose. So what we need to do, we need to massage it in a way, right? So there are some ETL tools that are available to do that, and we are not going to do this data massaging or transformation as a Tableau developer, right? Every organization will have their own ETL teams. They will be doing that. What they'll do, they will simply create some tables and all, right? And they will cleanly organize the data so that we can consume that in our analytics, right? And then what do? We will pull that data into our Tableau, right? And then we'll create some reports and evaluate it, right? Those reports will reveal some information regarding our business, right? So they will reveal like what are your previous year sales, and where you are doing good, which markets to focus, right? Where exactly you have encountered loss, something like that, right? They reveal some information about business. So by looking at this info, the business leaders, or else the people who actually take decisions, right? They will have a look at it and understand what's happening, and then accordingly they will take their respective future actions, right? Future decisions, I would say, right? So that they won't have any probability of encountering the same loss, because they have seen the loss and the reason why it's happening. So they'll be a bit cautious this time, right? In a way, it helps them to increase or see some profits in their business, right? So that's how it helps in a way. And we consider this entire thing as a data analytics in simple terms, right? And we can use business intelligence for the same purpose, right? Nowadays, BI tools are coming up with all these different things, right? So that's what is how we do data analytics, right? In a simple means, right? It's not that this is what we are going to do as part of entire data analytics, but in a simple way, this is how we take it away, right? So for that purpose, right, there are different Tableau products that are available in the market, right? And our focus basically be on Tableau desktop, which you can see in the center, right? But we also have to know what are the other products that Tableau has, right? Um, so there are a number of products, as there are some things that recently came in, like Tableau CRM. I haven't listed that out over here, right? But we also have something called Tableau CRM. So what happens? Let's consider a general business case, right? What do we basically do? As a Tableau developer, you are supposed to develop some reports, right? So for that reports, you will have to take data from some database. And if the data is not good, sometimes you will do some, row transformations, remove some unwanted data or something like this, simple actions, right? So this is called data massaging, right? Or data modeling. So where do you do that? You can do that in one of the Tableau product as well, which is Tableau Prep, right? Tableau Prep helps you to prepare your data so that your data will be clean, and your data, you will take only that what is required, right? Your business may have huge amount of data, but for your analysis, entire data is not required, right? So you do all that data massaging over Tableau Prep. So Tableau Prep is for data modeling. Okay. And once you do that data massaging, what you will do, you will start to prepare your reports. So that report development will be taken care in Tableau desktop, right? Tableau desktop helps you to, develop your reports. Okay, once you develop the reports, you have to share those reports with your clients, right? Where do you do that? You do that in your Tableau server. Okay, you will publish your reports in the server, and your clients will log into server and try to see what is going on in the report, right? So that's where we use Tableau server. And we also have a similar server kind of a thing, which is called Tableau Online. This server is for organizations, like, they have license key. You have to get the license key and all to use this. And, it comes with packages as well, like 10 users, this much cost, right? 2 users, this much cost, something like that. Right? License keys has to be bought with a cost. But wherein Tableau Online is an online version of a Tableau server, which is for free, right? It is for individuals or else, also for organizations. If you want to buy Tableau Online for an organization, there is a licensed version as well. But if you are an individual, you can use it for free. But there are some features that, you may get limited to, right? But otherwise, it's an online version, okay, which is similar to Tableau server only. Okay. So once you did that, right? There are some other applications that also helps you to read the report that you shared in your server, such as Tableau Reader or Tableau Mobile, right? Tableau Reader is a desktop version where you basically install this reader, and it only allows you to read the reports. That's it. Okay, you will not be able to do anything in the Tableau Reader. It allows you to read what is already there. Okay, so you can simply go to Tableau Reader, log into your server, and see the report. That's it. And similarly, Tableau Mobile is a mobile application which does the same activity like Tableau Reader. You can read the application, the report that you have generated, right? And there is something called Tableau Public Desktop, right? Actually, there is a community platform for Tableau where the people who are using Tableau, may come in. It's like community platform like Facebook, right? People with a similar interest comes and, discuss multiple things. Similarly, Tableau Public is a platform where people using Tableau products will come there and then discuss and publish their work or innovative thoughts or something like that, right? It also has a desktop application, which is a development application. Right? Tableau Desktop is nothing but a development tool. So it also has some online version of a desktop where, people will publish some reports, and if they want to do some changes, they can do it right away. It's for everyone, guys, right? It's for free. Okay, but again, it's not an enterprise version, so some features may be limited, right? So these are all different Tableau products that we have, but our focus will always be in Tableau development environment, right? That's why we are going to do our majority of the learning. But, on demand basis, we are going to touch base all these other things as well, right? So that you will have some first-hand information. All right. So that being said, once you learn Tableau and everything is done, right, you will become a BI developer, business intelligence developer. So this Tableau is a business intelligence tool. All right. So what you'll be doing once you step into any organization, right? So as a BI developer, you get involved in researching and planning solutions for existing problems within the company, right? They'll come up with some problem. Hey, client will say, I'm observing so and so loss or so and so change in my organization. Say, I want to see why. Right? And what you will do, you will go ahead with the corresponding, data tables in your database, and you connect with Tableau. You create some insights out of it, and then you give your, analysis on that, and you will simply, put the reports in server, and client will check it out. Right? That's what you do basically. You give solutions to the existing problems of your organization, and it's not always that, you have to come up with, some reports on your own. So what happens, sometimes client will have a clear cut vision, right? I want to see so and so, report in this way. So you develop this in Tableau and give me. That could be a case as well, guys. Okay. So BI developer works closely with both technical teams and decision making bodies, right? You'll be handling or connecting with your clients and, your directors, managers, right? Basically, you are driving their decisions, right? You are helping them to take proper decisions based on existing business functions, right? So you will be connecting with all of them, and you provide the data-driven insights about the company or as a client and all, and business will use those insights to take any decisions. Right? In a way, you'll be helping a business to grow. Right? That's a very crucial role, right, to hear as well, right? So you'll be playing a very good role once you enter as a BI developer, right? Um, so there are some major activities I have listed down, right? I mean, these are not only the activity that you are going to do. Maybe they might be limited to this, but I just listed out some of the general activities that you might be taking in, right, once you enter into any company. Like you will try to gather the requirements of clients, right? You will do some project planning, and you do some technical assessment as well, like you know what version of a Tableau supports this thing, right? If you have to upgrade, then is it required or not, and what kind of a report or tables we need to connect to, all these things, right? You will design a report, and you will test it, and you will publish that in the server, and it is delivered. And we ask for UAT or user acceptance test, or feedback from the client. If they have anything, then you will do those changes, and you'll publish that, and you will start to maintain it, right? It's not that once we develop the report it's done. We have to maintain that as well. All right. So that's what, as a be a developer, you'll be doing in an organization, right? So I also have created some simple structure, like where you will be falling in, right, in an organization. So you see there are three different layers over here, right? Project management layer, delivery layer, consumption layer, right? In the first one there will be management, people belongs to management, right? Business stakeholders, project director, project manager and all. And on the second layer you'll have business analysts and leads that will be helping you to continue with your work. And this is where you fall as well, right? You may be working as a developer and all, and you will do some analytics, or after completing your analytics you will start to support on the same thing, right? Support means you will be working as a developer only, but if in case if something breaks in the report that you have developed, then you will simply try to fix it. That's the support model, right? In any software development as well, we'll do that. So you will deliver the report once it is developed, and clients will review that. If they have any changes that they want to incorporate in this report, they will give their feedback to them, and support engineers will do some modifications, and then they again publish the report, and clients will consume it, right? It's an entire cycle. So it gives you a glimpse of where exactly you fall in an hierarchy, right? All right. So that being said, guys, so these are all the other topics that we are going to learn as part of Tableau training program, right? So we'll be covering introductory sessions, and what is Tableau Architect, and how do we set up Tableau, how do we install, and all that things, right? And UI UX of Tableau, like what all are the visible elements of Tableau, and I will explain everything about them, right? And we'll also be working on extracts and different sources, and how do we automatically create and custom split any rows and all, filters, LOD function, and how to join tables, etc. and all, right? So these are all basically content that is related to Tableau. You will get a fair understanding of them once you start to learn this Tableau, right? But for now, just remember that we are going to cover all this what I have mentioned over here, right? And not limited to this, I have a particular TOC, table of contents, right, prepared for us. We are going to look at it and then see what we are going to cover, right? And so that being said, I have planned this session for 5 different weeks or 25 plus hours, right? Whichever comes first. All right. So maybe in the first week we are going to cover the introduction or tools and etc. and all. And week 2 we are going to operate with data and filters and all. And on week 3 we'll see what are the calculations or visualizations that we do in Tableau. And on week 4 we develop some dashboards and we'll look at some server options and all, right? And on week 5 we'll see how to perform control performance and interview preparation. All right. So that's how we have planned this session. And after completing the course, we have some post-course preparation marketing activities. Sometimes we do, and that may include some of these things that I have listed down. Right, resume preparation, interview preparation, conducting mock interviews, candidate marketing, such as. All right. So this again depends upon the demand and all, guys. Right. And I mean, if you have any queries, then please go ahead and discuss with us, Rini, for any further information on these things. All right. They will have some wonderful programs out there, helping people to get placed in IT or get to acquire this knowledge. All right. That's the post-course preparation and marketing that we do, and that's it for the day. And from my side, guys, I mean, if you have any questions, then probably you can start pitching, and this is your time. The stage is yours.
Hello, Pramod.
Hello. Yep.
Yeah, you said that Tableau CRM. What is it used for?
So basically, Tableau CRM is advanced analytic platform, right? Basically, Tableau is acquired by Salesforce, right? Recently, the acquisition completed, and Salesforce used to have some CRM platform, right? Where they'll be analyzing their business and then doing some CRM activities, right? So that part is now being integrated into Tableau as well. Okay, so that basically consists of some advanced AI integrations and all the stuff. Okay, but that's still not completed yet. It's still under enhancement stage, but probably we may see that product coming out, stretching the muscles anytime soon. But as of now, we only have a theoretical explanation to that. And if you want to know what actually that is, right, you can simply let me quickly Tableau CRM, right? Let me show you. You see, so they are going to discuss about what all are covered as part of Tableau CRM, right? Make the right decisions every time, know exactly what happening, fully part of Salesforce CRM, right? CRM is again, specific to, Salesforce related, right? And they sometimes use Einstein analytics. They used to call this as Einstein analytics in Salesforce, right? But as it got integrated now, they combining and calling with the name of Tableau CRM, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me see if people have anything over the chart, right? All right, I see that people are asking about the duration and all. We are planning for 30 hours, and if required, we may extend some time. In my experience of this entire training programs, we never ended up with what we have estimated because people will have multiple doubts and all, right, guys? So we may extend further, right? That could happen. Anything else for the training, guys? I mean, so how did you felt so far? We would like to hear back from you guys. Like, if you want us to improve or add any other things as part of your learning, we will definitely do that. But do let us know, right? So that we can deliver the max. Yeah, I mean, for the real-time projects, I already mentioned you, right? We are going to see 2 different case studies, right? So those are like, real-time projects. Okay. How do you handle what all comes into picture, right? Everything. We are going to have real-time projects.
Yeah, thanks, Prabhu. So people are asking some questions like, yeah. So we'll have a session on daily, except Sundays, including Saturday as well. So every day, like a Tableau session will start at 8 o'clock. Okay, 8 to 9 only, every day. People are asking a question, right? That is one thing.
Yeah, so the sessions will be pretty interactive, guys. It's not like I'll be teaching and you'll be listening. No, you will have a real fun while you're actually doing this learning, because Tableau is a real, very real user friendly, guys. Trust me. So I hope that you'll find it interesting, and let us know further, maybe, right?
Yeah. And also like people who are looking for job with the Tableau, just discuss with us post the session. So we will tell you like how you are going to interact with us. Okay. So and that's what I wanted. And so people you might be knowing like about quality thought. So quality thought has been established around like 12 years ago. So so we have like placed almost like thousands of people got placed in multiple companies from the multiple courses from quality thought. So, so this I hope like this session I mean, looks good for you guys, like understanding Tableau. But from next session onwards, like actual Tableau development is going to start. And as Prabhu said, like you will be getting like some daily exercises and all everything. Practice how do you practice and all everything. Like our trainer will assist you. Okay.
Right. I mean, before we go any further, guys, like before we closing out, I would just like to show you table of contents, I would say, right? Just give me a second. All right. So, all right. See, pardon me. I mean, these are from the previous sessions. We have covered everything as part of that, but otherwise, these are all the topics that we are going to cover. See, we will go through each and everything in detail, and once everyone is good with that, we'll mark it as done, right? So we'll have a clear track of everything that we'll learn, right? So this is the table of content that we are going to cover.
No,
So
are
we
you
have,
sharing? Are you sharing screen, Prabhu?
yeah, I'm sharing. You're not able to see that,
No.
but it still says your screen is sharing. Oh, I don't know. All right, let me try to stop it and share it again. Yep. Can you see it now, guys?
Yes, yes. Now it is visible.
All right. All right. So this is a table of content that we have categorized them, and we'll mark it done once we have learned that, so that it helps you to keep a track of your learning, right? So we have huge amount of learning that we have to do. We are going to deep dive into everything. We are not going to leave any corner. All right. So this is the table of contents, guys. All right. I just wanted to show you so that you'll have fair understanding. Okay, cool then. That's what I have for today.
And also like people who are interested for Tableau admin as well, like just let me know. Maybe like after Tableau development session, like maybe we'll be covering we'll be taking another 10 hours or 10 to 15 hours for Tableau admin as well. Okay. So I will be so people who are interested for Tableau admin especially. So for those guys, we'll be giving training, but that will be separately. Okay. Yeah.
But I would say, guys, I mean, we also have some admin learning as well in this training. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll take you through some sample server, how it looks, and what all actions that you can perform and all. So we are not going to leave you idle without any knowledge on server, but yes, we are going to cover that as well.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
All right. Cool, guys. I mean, if we don't have anything else, then probably we can call it a day, right?
Fine.
All right, guys. Srinivas will be available for all your doubts, guys. Please do reach out to him, and we'll catch up with you the next time.
And also one more thing I want to tell you, like, so whoever reference says, you will be getting like daily recording sessions for first 3 days, and after that, like, you will be getting some quality that infinity access, and there, like, you can see all the recording videos, daily recording videos, and as well as like the daily session link as well. So So we will have next session will be on Monday at 8 a.m. onwards. Okay. Thanks all. Thanks for
Cool
joining.
then. Thanks, Srinivas.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Thank you all. Thanks for joining.